Hello, and welcome back to Two Therapists Walk Into a Podcast. I'm Robin Green, an LCSW in Tucson, Arizona.
And I'm Stephanie Etzel, an LCSW in Salt Lake City, Utah. Hey, Robin, new series.
Definitely new series. This is series 11, and we're calling it In Parts.
Ooh. So, here's how we got here. Last series, we lived in relationships, if you remember, all the dependency, and one question kept surfacing underneath everything. When I abandoned myself in a relationship, who's doing the abandoning?
Excellent question. And it never feels like a decision. Something in us just kind of moves. So this series, we're going inside into how we fragment, why, and how we come back.
So today we are in episode 59, and it is titled After Isn't Over.
I think before we can talk about parts, we have to talk about what makes them, which means getting precise about what trauma actually is and when it ends.
If it ends.
If it ends. So before we go too far, let's arrive. And if you're driving, keep your eyes on the road. The rest of this is still yours. Wherever you are, however today has treated you, let yourself land. Just notice. Nothing to do right or wrong. Just notice. Maybe finding one place your body is in contact with something. The seat holding you, your feet, if they reach the floor, your own hands. Whatever contact you have, rest your attention there for a breath. And maybe one thing that tells you it's today. The light in the room, a sound, the air on your skin. Something that belongs to this moment and no other. And you definitely do not have to feel calm. Arriving only means I'm here, and it's now. And that's enough. Let's begin. Okay, Steph. Finish this sentence. Trauma is...
Boy. I have so many thoughts and answers, but I'm going to land on what stays.
Perfect. And I want to know your thoughts later, maybe.
Absolutely.
Right? I mean, it is. It's what stays, because ask most people what trauma is, and they'll describe an event, the accident, the loss, the thing that happened in that house. Trauma as a noun, something that occurred.
Definitely. And that definition quietly fails everybody because while it is something that occurred, just notice, two people can go through the same event. One carries it for decades. One doesn't. Same event. So the event can't be the whole story, right?
Right. The trauma is what happened inside the person, what their nervous system had to do to get through, and what got left behind.
I like to think of it as water damage. The storm is the event. The damage is what soaked in. And you can't see it from the street, right? The house looks fine. And the house is going to work. It's functional. Nothing to see here. Move along down the line.
The house is fine. Thanks for asking.
The house is great. And something inside, the walls never dried.
I really like that. I think that one's going to stay with me.
Yeah, me too.
And that's exactly what it does look like in the office. Someone sits down and says, I don't even know why I'm here. My life is good. My childhood was fine.
Man, if I had a nickel for every time I heard that, I probably wouldn't be doing anything I'm doing right now. But let me tell you, the walls know.
The walls know. Here's what this episode is named for. The world runs on calendar time. That was 5 years ago, 20, you were a kid, and now you're freaking 40.
Yeah, gosh,
Right.
be 40 already, would ya?
People who love us genuinely can't understand why it still has that weight.
And I think even we don't. I cannot tell you how many times clients are like, I don't know why I even care anymore. I should be over it by now. I gently remind them your body is not sure about that. So remember, the calendar and nervous system, they don't really pair up and make dates together. The responses that got us through, the vigilance, shutdown, appeasing, hell, leaving your own body, nobody even told them it's ended.
Correct. So you're an adult in a safe kitchen. A certain tone comes through the phone. And then your body responds to a year your mind knows is over.
That response isn't malfunction. It's competence. Some part of you learned exactly what survival required, learned it thoroughly, and it's been on duty ever since.
Yeah. And that's the series, really. Those uninvited reactions are parts of you. Younger, loyal, exhausted, and still very much working. We're going to spend 6 episodes getting to know them.
But first, the mechanism. Because the idea that your body responds to a year your mind knows is over sounds impossible until you know how memory actually files things. Which brings us now to the nervous system nugget. And today's nugget is implicit memory.
Yes, your brain keeps more than one kind of memory. The kind you usually mean, facts, dates, the narrative of your life. This is explicit memory. It arrives as once upon a time. It knows it's the past.
Implicit memory does not. It's body memory, emotional memory, and you don't experience it as remembering at all. It arrives as now.
When an experience overwhelms us, especially early, and especially often, and also especially with no one there to help it make sense, it tends to get stored implicitly. So that body state, the alarm, the feeling, the narrative part of the brain is offline in those moments. So the experience never gets filed as finished.
That is mind blowing.
Truly.
It is, because think about it, something in the present rhymes with it. That's so interestingly put, like maybe a smell, a tone, a particular quality of silence. And because that memory carries no date, your body doesn't experience it as memory, it experiences it as event.
Which is why the two halves of you can disagree so entirely completely. Your thinking brain says we're at the grocery store. Your body says run. Both are being honest with the information that they have.
There's so many songs that do this to me. It comes on somewhere, maybe a store or my car, and for like 3 seconds, I am not here. I am somewhere very specific, a long time ago. And then I come back and I'm holding a grapefruit. You just never know, you know?
Correct. There's no date on that file.
No date, no stamp. And this is the hopeful part. The racing heart, the fog, the sudden shutdown or flood. That's a memory. Your body remembering something your mind may never have had words for.
Right. And then the moment you can even wonder, hold up, is this memory? You're no longer only inside it. Some sliver of you is standing beside it. And everything that I think that we're going to do in this series is going to build on that little sliver. Today's skill, we're calling it proof of now.
Here's the whole thing. When the old internal alarm starts, whatever yours sounds like, you find one thing in your environment that could not have existed back then.
Correct. I love this. This could be your phone, the grayish tint in your own hands, a person who wasn't in your life yet, anything that only exists in your now.
Speaking from experience on the gray?
I was just looking at my gray hands. I wasn't going to say anything, and neither were you.
No. So moving on. Here's what matters. You don't argue with the feeling. You're not telling your body to calm down. The part sounding the alarm has earned better than being shushed.
You're just adding one piece of information. The alarm says then, the object says now, and both can and get to be in the room.
If sight isn't your doorway, use anything. A texture, a song, a name. Those are really good. Whatever counts as evidence in your world counts.
Some days it lands and something loosens, and some days the alarm rings on. And please know that that's not failure, and it's okay. That part has been at this a really long time, and it's allowed to take some convincing.
Yeah, proof of now. All right, Robin. Give them one to carry for the week.
Okay, you got this. So this week, if an old feeling shows up out of nowhere, try before you judge it, before you fix it. Maybe just try greeting it. Saying, oh, you stayed for a reason.
Yes, you stayed for a reason.
That's the whole homework, if we want to call it that.
Yeah, I like calling it practice.
Oh, I like practice. I'm going to call it practice now.
Do it.
So next time, the trauma no one can point to. What didn't happen still happened. Emotional neglect, and how an empty room leaves its own kind of mark.
Boy, that one is going to find some people, and how.
I think it found us first, honestly. Oof.
Yeah, that's
right.
fair.
Yeah, I know. Thank you for being here for the start of In Parts. We are so glad you're here with us, every single one of you.
And remember, healing isn't linear, and we're here for the ride. This podcast is for educational purposes only, and it is not a substitute for therapy, medical care, or professional advice.
Listening to this podcast or this episode does not create a therapeutic, clinical, or professional relationship with us.
If you're experiencing distress, physical symptoms, or emotional concerns that feel overwhelming, we both encourage you to seek support from a qualified healthcare or mental health professional.
And if you are in immediate danger or need urgent support, please contact local emergency services or a crisis line in your area.